Hi, I'm Jim. Today we're going to be gluing together a kitchen chair. And this is some of the stuff that you're going to need to glue your own chairs together with. My own personal glue, accelerator is optional if you want to use it or not, a respirator for the fumes that come off the glue, rubber gloves to keep from gluing yourself to a chair. Better to glue the gloves. I use a flashlight, helps me see a little better. You'll notice that there's an extra tip on the bottle that I'm using. Through the video you'll probably see it, and that's pro tips. And what it does is it controls the flow of glue that comes out of the bottle, because we want to apply this glue very slowly, one drop at a time. Rubber mallet, make sure everything's tied together tightly. Some 3x3 or so cotton rags for mopping up any glue. A level, going to check the level on the chair. And my favorite, the rubber bands. It's good for exercising and good for tying up chairs. This is a typical kitchen chair that you can buy in most places nowadays. They're not glued together at all. They're simply nailed together. Most all of them wiggle a lot. This one is not terrible, but it does have a certain amount of wiggle to it. The rubber bands that I'm using is just simply an inner tube that's been cut in half, and it just allows me to stretch it around. And when you put this on here, you can tie it on, you can do a friction wrap, you can do just about whatever you want to do. Now, as I went around here, I pulled this just as tight as I could all the way around. And it's just something that you want to keep this stretched just as tight as you can. So you want to come around the chair for your final wrap and just do a couple of wraps here. And then just go underneath your rubber band and just pull it back. And that just simply locks it in that easy. Now you can go around and check all your rubber bands and make sure that they're down and out of your way. At this time you want to check to see that your table is level, that you're working off of, and then you want to check your chair. Make sure your chair is level. At this point, we're going to start gluing. We're going to start down here at the bottom of the chair. We're going to do the horizontals to start with. And I'm going to turn it around this way so we can get a good look at the glue as it goes on. At this point, I'm going to put my safety stuff on, because we're going to start working with the glue. Alright, now we're all set up to glue the chair. As you can see with my bottle of glue, it has this special tip on it which controls the flow of glue. With chairs like this that have never been glued before, they're going to take a lot of glue. And you just want to go in and put a drop, put another one, and it's not non-typical for these chairs to take 10, 15, 20 drops of glue to fill these joints. So if you see your chair taking a lot of glue, it's just because that joint is dry and needs a lot of glue. Sometimes with new chairs like this, it soaks up so much glue that we actually have to go around and do them twice. There came a drop. It soaked right in. I hope you all can see that. When I put a drop of glue on there now, it kind of runs around the ring of the chair, runs down to the bottom, and hangs out as a drop, but then it soaks right back up into the joint. That tells me that the joint is full.
And you'll want to go around and do every one of your joints the same way. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the next process. The glue came right out of the joint and ran down the leg of the chair. Make sure and wipe this up. Do not use paper towels. Paper towels have some sort of a chemical or something in them that react with this glue. You'll actually see your paper towels smoking and threatening to catch on fire. So don't use paper towels. Dispose of these rags after using them, either in a bucket of water, a metal can, coffee can, metal trash can, someplace that if they do happen to get hot, they won't catch on fire. I have a concrete floor in here in my shop. I throw them down on the floor. But it's because I know they won't catch on fire.
Okay, now that the bottom of the chair is glued together, we want to start on the top. Once again, take your rubber band, find a dowel that runs somewhere across here that you could tie your rubber band off to, come up, wrap it around the top, and back down several times and tie it off, just like we did on the bottom of the chair. All right, we'll go to gluing now. Put my mask back on and we'll glue up these joints.
All right, we're going to move on to the upper part of the chair, and we're going to do some joints, some flat joints up here. Now this type of a curved back chair has got a dowel that goes all the way through the seat. So in order to know if this joint is full, we want to put the glue in the top up here and watch for it to come out the bottom. And once again, just put a few drops at a time. Just get some idea. Because when it starts coming through here, it may come out in a hurry. All right, there it is. It's going to drip. It just dripped. So, once again, we want to clean this up. We don't want to add any more to that joint. That's how you know when these are done, when you get glue to come all the way through them. Now these others are just dowels that's put into a hole. These joints can be filled up. If you could see the glue puddling around the dowel, we're going to do that to every one of these dowels. We're just going to go through and puddle them up. And because of the nature of this glue, you can see some of it just sucks right in. Other joints that are tight and full, they're not sucking in. So at this point, you can take your rag, and you can go in here, and you can just touch that joint and suck that glue out of there. And that will remove any of that extra glue that's there.
All right, now that the top part of the chair is all glued here, we're going to have to take this rubber band off so we can flip the chair over. I've hit all this with accelerator. I've got it all set up to where it's safe to go ahead and move on with the next part. Be careful taking your rubber bands off because they can be a lot of fun. All right, the whole chair is glued up. At this point, we need to flip it over and do the bottom sides, the upside down parts. And so at this point, we want to hit each of our joints very lightly with just a little bit of accelerator. This stuff goes a long ways. It does a lot of work. It doesn't take much of it. This is the accelerator that I just used, and for those of you that don't know what it is, it's actually called an adhesive activator, which is for the super glue, and it just makes it cure really fast. This red glue normally on a thin surface will set up in 30 to 60 seconds, but when I'm putting a lot of glue in joints and I'm turning chairs upside down, everything else, I want it to set up right now because I don't want to take a chance of it running out. So I use this accelerator that just basically the second the accelerator hits the glue, it sets it up almost immediately, within a few seconds. So at this point, we can go ahead and unwrap our chair, turn it upside down, do our other joints.
All right, we're back to gluing again. Now we've got the chair turned over, and what we want to do is all these surfaces, I've gone through and I've checked all these joints. I've made sure that everything is good and tight. So all these joints that are pointed up at us now, we want to put glue in them. And these joints will take a lot of glue in most cases. I don't know if you could see it, but that one just puddled right up. And you want to put a lot of glue around there because you want it to puddle, because it's going to soak you up. Like I said before, on the other horizontal surfaces, you could put extra glue in these areas and let it puddle, and anything that doesn't soak up, we can clean up with a rag. As you can see, I'm putting lots of glue on those areas. If you come back to this first joint that I did, look at it. It's already soaked up and it's dry. So you want to go back and fill these at least 2 times, if not 3. This one's holding, so it's good. This one over here is also dry. So we want to put another layer on it. Then you want to come down here to these other dowels. These ones can be a little tricky, so keep a rag ready with you in case you kind of miss your spot. Oh, there it goes. You just want to go through. It's not so important that these are really full of glue. These really don't do a lot as far as technical support for the chair. And when you're done, go back and check that you didn't leave any glue anywhere. And then especially with these parts, you want to make sure and shoot them with accelerator before you turn the chair over. If you're not using accelerator, just leave the chair in this position. Let it dry for about an hour.
All right, now that we're done gluing up this chair, probably one of the cautions I want to tell everybody is it takes 24 hours for this glue to get its maximum strength. So I'd suggest not using the chair for 24 hours. The TheGlueGuy products are available on TheGlueGuy.com. And in just a few moments here, I'm going to show you some of the products that you can get from our website. Hi, I'm Jim, the owner of TheGlueGuy.com. Can be found at the website www.theglueguy.com. This is some of the products that I carry on my website. These products over here come from Satellite City. It's a spray accelerator. It's an aerosol accelerator. This other one is a pump accelerator. We have pro tips. We have replacement caps for the glue. The glue comes in what they call a red label or a thin. The yellow is a medium, the consistency of syrup. The green, and this is the 4-ounce bottle, is a thick glue that's about the consistency of honey. These are replacement pumps for the spray and cure. These products over here on this side are on my own private label. Once again, we have the 10-ounce accelerator. We have a 1-ounce bottle of glue, We have the gel, we have a 2-ounce glue, we have an 8-ounce refill. Both of these, we have a 1-ounce solvent for removing glue, we have a 2-ounce solvent for removing glue. So all of these products you can find at my website at theglueguy.com.